It's surprising how well optimized Age of Mythology speedrunning is, especially when you consider its low player base. Watching the full game speedrun by Necto really shows this off. I've started speedrunning recently, and it's been a lot of fun streaming my attempts. I wanted to try for a world record for one of the shorter missions in the game, as normally these are the most polished runs. This is because runners can do many attempts in a shorter space of time, and there's less time to make mistakes, unlike the longer missions, and this run was no exception. The world record seemed unbeatable, and believed to be unbeatable by other top runners. It's sitting 2 seconds over anyone else on the leaderboard. After many attempts, I looked at the world record a bit more closely and realised it had a big difference that was giving it a massive advantage over the competition. This is how I used the same difference to gain an even faster run. The mission is ISIS Hear My Plea, which is the 12th mission of the Fall of the Trident campaign. You play as a Monra and need to build up an army to rescue Arkantos and his fellow prisoners locked away by Kensit. However, for a speedrun, the strategy is a little different. All you need is a Monra. She needs to leave the base, walk through the town, jump over a wall, get into the transport ship, and save the squad. This might sound pretty straightforward, but there's a few things that can go wrong. A Monra can be snared by enemy units. When being attacked by an enemy unit, it slows your unit down from their full speed to slightly slower, so if she's hit by anything, it will take time off of the run. The transport ship might not convert in time. The transport ship is given to you by your green ally and needs to be changed to blue by crossing over the tiles that are close to it. But sometimes, however, this interaction takes longer and a Monra is awkwardly standing there, so it kills the run. The transport ship can also be taken out. The weak transport ship needs to get past heavy fire from arrow ships and a Scylla that's in the water guarding the prison. On some runs, it will just die before you get there. Oh, that would have been so close to the world record. A Monra can also be body blocked by the hyenas at the entrance to the prison. That's right, you can do the whole mission and then get stuck a few seconds before the end. Why doesn't she fit through there? This is stupid. So in theory, if none of these things happen, and you run through the mission with the most direct route, you should just get the world record time. However, there is one more thing to consider. A Monra can jump. She can use her special ability to jump to enemies. She moves much faster than normal while jumping, and you can use this to gain a boost of speed. However, if you get hit on landing, it cancels the jump due to the snaring we talked about earlier, so it can only be used in specific cases. While testing on the live stream, I found the best place to jump is on the hippos by the transport ship. Using the jump here removes the snaring from the enemies hitting you just after you hop the fence, and it also gets you closer to the transport ship. The hippos do move, so some spawns are better than others. The best place, of course, is being directly in front of the boat. While trying some runs, it became apparent that the world record was super clean, almost unbeatable. Getting to the end with 2:20 on the clock, I did so many attempts, but none came close to 2:20. I had many runs that looked like they were on track, but were always a couple of seconds behind the record, so we decided to analyse the world record and compare it to my 2:22, a 2 second slower time, and see where I could make up the time. When you compare these runs, we take a similar path, jump the wall at a similar time, get into the transport ship at the same time, at 1:51, the gates to the prison come down at the same time, at 2:18, but mine ends 2 seconds later. I was stumped. Maybe getting to a certain point in the jail skipped some time. Someone in the chat even thought there could be editing in the game editor to speed up some of the triggers of when the lines happened. So I carried on anyway, still looking to tie the record. I managed to get this run.
That's it. That's the one we want.
The Atlantean and his men have been taken to the prison. Your allies recommend a diversion, so you can slip in and rescue them.
Try and focus on this pathing.
Isis smiles upon you, Amanda. Go to nearby monuments to claim you for your cause.
Good hippo again. Especially if he walks that way. Jump. Not the biggest jump.
Transport. Use it to infiltrate the prison.
think she could have jumped from further away, but it was a good spawn. Don't body block me. That's good. 220 for sure. It's definitely the quickest 220. It was close to 219, I think. Oh, that was a good one. I'd managed to tie the record with a 220, twice even, and I was very happy with that. But even though I managed to tie, it still felt strange. After the stream ended, I had a think. The only difference between mine and the world record time is they were playing on the Spanish version. Maybe other speedrunners played on the Spanish version, and that shortcut happened to them. Looking at another runner playing the Spanish version, they also only had a 2-second delay after the gates fell, instead of my 4 seconds. When I check closer, the text for Amunra's voice line still pops up on screen, but she doesn't actually say anything. It looks like the Spanish version doesn't have the voice line for some reason. Maybe it's an issue with the game, or maybe it was never recorded to begin with, and the end of the mission triggers after this voice line is finished. So without the voice line, you save 1 to 2 seconds. Shout out to Software Lever in my chat for noticing initially there was something different when the gates fell. Otherwise I might not have ever noticed. With this knowledge in mind, I decided I needed to test it myself. The next step was changing my language to Spanish and running the mission, but unfortunately it hadn't saved my progress from the English version, so I needed to play up to the 12th mission on the Spanish version.
Ese se parece a Teris. ¿Ha pasado mucho tiempo desde que lo mandaste al inframundo, Arcantos?
Esas bolas de catapulta.
While having a quick test while I was on a call with some of my mates, I noticed that mine now skipped the voice line too, so I prepared another stream and really hoped that I could beat the world record, and my best run. And on that stream, I managed to get this run up to this mission in damn it, you hit me, in Spanish, which is annoying because it didn't save my progress from the English version, which I thought it would, but...
Es el centro del reino de...
Elefante y sus hombres han sido encarcelados. Tus aliados recomiendan una distracción para que te enfrentes y lo Esa está de tu parte, Amanda. Ve a los monumentos cercanos para pedir por tu causa.
Nice. We didn't get hit that time. We'll take that. If you get hit by an enemy, it snares you and just slows you down. It's really just, you just have to restart. I think we've got a decent hippo spawn as well, so we like to jump to that, then we'll jump to the hippo, so it gets the snaring off of everything that's hitting you. Yeah, nice, that's a good time. That's the time we want. Hopefully the hyenas don't block us, and then we should be in for a good time. About there, and then we'll just run straight down. Don't block me. Thank you. Yes, it's a good time. Yeah, that was a. I'm pretty sure that was a 219. I'm pretty sure we've broken it 15 minutes in. I finally managed to beat the 220 speedrun, and with that, I can put this mission to bed. I did try for another 2 hours after I broke the world record to drop it by another second, but I was about 1/3 of a second off, so if anyone's up for the task, it might be beatable with a perfect run.